Now, I've just come from Stanton, I think it's Stanton in Kentucky. I flew into Lexington and we went to the Red River Gorge, to the Natural Ark, and we also went to the Ark experience. If you've not done that, it's just absolutely incredible. But I was really taken back with how most Americans are very large. In fact, we also went on a boat ride through a gorge, an underground gorge that used to be mined, and some of the areas we were sailing through or on the boat were almost as wide as this room. So he said there's 5 miles under there. But when we were getting onto the boat with this great big tin boat, maybe about as big as this stage here, and you had to be careful where everyone sat. Because if all the big people sit on one side and all the little people on the other, of course we get a tip. But I realised that Americans on the whole are quite sick, aren't they? And Australia is not far behind, I can tell you. And never in the history of mankind have people been carrying so much excess weight. And there is a reason for that. Newton's third law of motion states that to every action there's an equal and an opposite reaction. In other words, there is always a cause. And Proverbs 26 verse 2, the Bible says that the curse causeless shall not come. It's Old English. What it means is no curse, no problem happens without a cause. Now in medicine today, their 3 modes of treatment are to operate, medicate or radiate. Is that right? So what we do in natural health is we investigate, we educate and rejuvenate. Can you see the comparison there? And I know what one I want to look at. So what's the first one? Investigate. In the little book, The Ministry of Healing, it was one of my first health books, and I'm sure they have some here somewhere, on page 127. On page 127, it's the chapter, The Physician, the Educator. Did you know that's what physician means? Educator. In Australia we have Medicare, and with Medicare the doctors are only allowed to spend 15 minutes with you. How much does he discover in 15 minutes? I think it's time. It's time for us to take control of our health. And I believe that God meant for every single person to be their own doctor, because only you know what you've been through, only you know your feelings, the aches, the pains, the discomforts in your body, and only you know what helps the body. And one thing that many have forgotten how to do this is listen. Have you ever been to a doctor who doesn't listen to you? It's incredibly frustrating, isn't it? Don't be that doctor. Everyone's just gone quiet. Don't be that doctor. If the body speaks, you must listen.